interesting. This one is a person you've interacted with, probably seen you on your TV sets, probably even seen him in your commercials. That's where I usually see him. But a very important role he has played in Ugandan telecommunications, Mr. Wim Vanhelleputte. He's the MTN CEO. I want to introduce to him properly through his profile before we can speak to him. Take a look.
Is the outgoing CEO of MTN Uganda and has served the organization for the past 6 years. During his tenure, Mr. Vanhelleputte successfully delivered the renewal of MTN's NTO license, the separation of mobile financial services business from the teleco business, and the initial public offer and listing of the company on MTN Uganda Securities Exchange. Thank you, Wim, for your time with us.
Well, unfortunately, I do not know whether it's good news or bad news. He has been at the helm of MTN Uganda for the last 6 years and took the company really through one of the significant years of our lives during the pandemic and came out at the top. Unfortunately, he's leaving us. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
I don't know whether it's fortunate or unfortunate that you're leaving us. Maybe you can start by telling us why you're leaving us.
You know, anybody who has been living in Uganda and working in Uganda for such a long time is leaving Uganda with some tears in their eyes. Okay, so the good thing is, of course, that I have been in Uganda many years, since 2003. Okay, as my home base. And I will continue being in Uganda even after I leave MTN because I have a personal connection here. So I'll still be in and out of the country many times, and I hope even to take my retirement here. So I'm not leaving Uganda, but I'm leaving MTN Uganda.
Why are you leaving MTN Uganda? Seems like it's the beginning of your journey. Where are you going?
Well, I've been here now for 6 years. 6 years at the helm, same position, same country. For MTN standards, it's actually quite long, 6 years. Usually CEOs, they do like 3-4 years, and then, you know, they rotate into other countries. So for me, 6 years, I've really been blessed, actually, that I've been able to do this job for 6 years. And yeah, I've been promoted. Duty has called me. They got my number and they called me, and they asked me, you know, to take a new position in Accra. Okay. Still with MTN, I'm not leaving MTN, but you know, we are a Pan-African company. We are operating, we are present in almost 20 countries, mainly in Africa. So MTN has called me, asked me, Wim, you've been quite long in Uganda. Don't you think it's time to do something else, do something more? So they offered me this position based in Accra. I'll be in charge of 4 countries. So I will be no longer in charge of just one country, like in Uganda.
Are we a part of the 4 countries?
But no, they are in West Africa, Guinea-Conakry, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, and Congo-Brazzaville. So you might have to go to your atlas and really check where those countries are, but they are in West Africa. And my home base now, at least for the work, will be Accra. But you never know, you know. I'm still in and out of Uganda on a very regular basis.
Well, congratulations, first of all. They get a good guy from us.
Hope
we
so.
proudly own you. But where does this leave MTN Uganda?
Well, you know, MTN Uganda is a company. Okay, a solid company with solid leadership, executive team, more than 1,000, I'd say 1,200 employees. A company like MTN doesn't stand or fail with one individual. Okay, it's a solid company. Of course, a CEO, anybody in leadership position can make a difference, and I hope that I've made a difference. But the company is not going to collapse tomorrow because one individual goes and another comes. You know, the person who replaces me, Sylvia from Safaricom, might actually be much better than me. So it might take the company even to higher levels than what we currently are. So I think we're leaving MTN Uganda in a good shape. It's a solid organization with solid people. You know, like here at NBS, it's the people that make the difference. Okay, as soon as you enter the building, you can feel it's the people. And at MTN it's the same. We have tried to create a company culture where the people really can thrive, where they can make promotions, take initiative, make some few mistakes, you know, of course. If you don't do anything, you will never make a mistake. So we have incorporated that company culture, and I'm really convinced that the company will continue doing very well with the new leadership, because it's a solid company.
Those who are saying maybe this should have been to a Ugandan. What's your opinion on this?
Well, first of all, I'm not the one appointing the CEO, so it's I wasn't even part of the decision making. It's a fair question or comment. Why not? I would say, of course, there are many companies in Uganda, even multinationals like banks that have appointed Ugandan CEOs. MTN is a Pan-African company, first and foremost. Okay, we are present, as I just said, in 20 countries. We have more than, I think, 15 Ugandans in leadership positions outside of Uganda. Okay, my colleague Godian, he's the CEO of MTN South Sudan. So the South Sudanese could also say, but why is there not a South Sudanese CEO here? Okay, then the Godian, our friend here from Uganda, couldn't be in that position. So there's nothing, would I say, against it or problematic about it. We are a Pan-African company. Gender is of no importance. It's a lady who's coming. So we really believe in those values, you know, Pan-African values. And I'm sure, I mean, you already got half a Ugandan for 6 years. I'm sure soon one day you'll get a full Ugandan for a certain period of time. That will happen, I'm very sure about. But it's not something that you know, we believe that is going, you know, that is mandatory. It will happen when it will happen, and we'll put the right person at the right time at the right place.
What do you take home for your 6 years you've been at the helm of MTN Uganda? What are those you look back and say, yeah, that I did, that I overcame, that I was challenged, and now we move?
Well, two things actually. From a business perspective, let's first talk about the company and its performance. I think it's not a secret. We have sailed together with my team, of course, the company through some stormy weather. Okay, 2018, 19, all the way until 2021, now 2020, with the whole license renewal, you know, deportation, challenges that we had to go through, okay? And I think we really succeeded by actually doing the listing at the IPO last year, which actually was a conclusion of 3-4 years of stormy weather. Okay. And that IPO, I feel like it's really been the accomplishment of sailing the ship, the MTN ship, into safe, stable, good waters. Okay. So that's from the business side. I don't want to bore you with, you know, subscribers and profit and revenue and all those growth. I mean, they go with it. The company has grown, the company is more profitable, the company is in a better shape financially than before. But that is on the business side. On the other side, 6 years ago when I started, exactly 6 years ago, 1st of August 2016, MTN was perceived by customers, by stakeholders, government officials, authorities, and also by our own staff, actually to be arrogant. MTN was perceived to be a bit too big, too important. Okay, so one of the real challenges we took on internally as an organization is to show a more human face, a more humble face, to bring, you know, MTN back to where we started 20 years ago or more, when everybody loved MTN because we were new, we were the challenger, we were everywhere you go, people were excited, you know, we changed people's lives. After, you know, being too successful, you become somehow victim of your own success, and you become, you know, start walking with a bit too much of pumped air. So we had to deflate a little bit so that our customers are now looking at us. All the surveys are confirming that when we talk to our customers, they are looking at us now in a more, you know, sympathetic, empathetic way. Our own staff, they love the brand again. You know, if your own people that work for you do not promote your own company, you have a problem. Okay, so the love internally for MTN definitely has come back to the early days like it was before. And also our relationships with all our stakeholders, now our shareholders, our 20,000 shareholders. I really believe that from a reputation point of view, the general public, the stakeholders and the staff, all of those parties look at MTN now in a more positive way than 5-6 years ago when we became a bit too big for our own shoes.
Actually I've seen you on a couple of messages, trying to speak some Luganda as well.
I'm struggling.
But now let's speak of the IPO. Yes. This has been like your baby. You were actually here some time back. I remember you walking into the newsroom and everyone is asking all these questions. They want to buy shares and all these things. Yes. But now you're leaving. Many would want to know, the business projections of how it has performed. First of all, in the first quarter of 2022. How is that look? How is that going to go forward?
Talking to our shareholders now and give them assurance, the guidance that we've given. A listed company, you need to give guidance to your shareholders or to potential new investors on how the company or how you as management expect the company to perform in the next 6-12 months. Okay, so the guidance that we have given since the IPO, October, November last year, is that the company revenue, the sales, the top line, the revenue, the sales will continue to grow with about 10-11% year after year. Okay, so the results that we announced in the first quarter are exactly in line with that guidance. Next week, Friday, we are announcing our results for the second quarter. Okay, I can't tell you how they look like because I would be in violation of the rules, but we'll wait for Friday when we get the results. So the guidance that we have given, we will confirm, next week where we are with that. We give visibility to shareholders, okay, of what is happening on the top line and of course the bottom line. They want to see dividends, profits, are we investing, are we growing market share, are we, competitive. So as I said in the beginning, yes, the CEO will change. There's a new lady in town. I'm very confident she will bring some great new things to the benefit of the company and the shareholders, but there is continuity. Okay, we have a strong team. The business will continue to perform very much in line with the past performance. And, we are guiding the shareholders and the investors as and when, every 3 months. We're the only company in Uganda, listed company in Uganda, that give visibility to our shareholders every 3 months. Most companies do it once a year. We announce our results every 3 months. Okay, we've paid our first dividend. I don't know if you're a shareholder, whether you received, no?
No, not yet.
You didn't. So we paid our first dividend. There will be a second dividend in August, September. Then there's going to be a third dividend. So I think slowly, we are also going to build the confidence from our shareholders. Because the IPO was something new. Okay. The last IPO was like 10 years ago. And we came and we said, this is IPO. IP what? What is it?
Would you say Ugandans welcomed it with a little bit of enthusiasm?
They welcomed it, but they were skeptical because there was no full understanding about what it was. And also, there has been a bit of a negative perception around some of the previous IPOs that happened in the market. Okay, so generally, there was a bit of skepticism. But I think the MTN brand, the power of the MTN brand, pulled a lot of people over the line. Okay, and so far, I think they can be happy, confident that they have not made a bad decision. I mean, the share price has been, pretty stable, while the rest of the world, the stock markets have collapsed. The MTN Uganda share has been pretty stable. We have paid dividends. We will continue paying dividends. And an investment in shares is a long-term investment. If you want a quick buck, you need to do sports betting. Don't buy shares. Go to the betting. I wouldn't recommend you to do it, but if you're looking for quick money, shares is not a casino.
Let me look for you in Accra. So this CEO in town, when do we meet her? When do we put a face to this CEO? What should we expect from her?
So Sylvia is currently actually the number two of Safaricom. Safaricom goes without introduction. I think we all know it's the biggest telecom company in East Africa, and even if you look at it on an African scale, one of the biggest. They've been extremely successful. She has been with Safaricom for 15 years, 2007 until now. So she comes with a big bag of massive experience about the industry, about the region. So I think as MTN Uganda, I'm also a shareholder, so I also want the company to continue to perform. I think we're going to get some new ideas, some initiatives that hopefully can take MTN Uganda, to the next level. And when we compare Uganda market with the Kenya market, I mean, we have to be honest with ourselves when it comes to M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, those kind of things, mobile money in general, and also some of the telecom solutions. I mean, they are one step ahead. Okay, and now I'm.
I was going to say you've been watching her moves.
So I really hope and confident that Sylvia will be able, to lead MTN Uganda and catch up maybe with some of the good things that have been happening in the Kenya market. So I'm quite confident, very happy that she has joined the MTN team because she's coming from the outside. I have high hopes as a shareholder now that the company will continue to perform.
Seems like you're leaving us in safe hands. But beyond MTN, you've been here in Uganda 6 years. You're going into a whole completely different culture. I want to know from you. Now, this one is for you, Mr. Wim, the one who I've been saying. What is that you've appreciated about Uganda the most?
It's the people,
Okay.
It's when you enter Uganda, the warmth, okay, of the people when you interact with them on a daily basis is quite unique. Okay, I've been to many countries. I mean, West Africa is not new to me. Okay, I've been many years in West Africa. Each country has its own unique attributes, but when it comes to Uganda, the interaction that you have with people is not always straightforward. Okay, Ugandans in general are not always known to be straightforward. In West Africa, somebody doesn't like you, you'll know it after 1 minute. Okay, here they like you, they don't like you, it might be it might take time, but that's also part of, the fun and the interaction is that certain things are not always that straightforward. So it's always a discovery, who is who and what, and interaction. It's a journey. In West Africa, everything is much more, they throw it in your face and that's it. You go to Nigeria, they tell you straight off, okay? Here, everything is a little bit more...
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It has good things and bad things, okay? I agree that sometimes, not being 100% always straightforward might also create its own challenges, but all in all, Uganda is an amazing country. Okay, I can't start talking about the weather and the food and the fruits and all of that. I'll talk about the people. Okay, I've lived in Uganda now since 2003. It's my home base, and I say I will continue to come back and I will retire in Uganda. It's now home. Uganda is home for me, and it will remain home. There's nowhere else I can go. So I really appreciated my time, the interaction with my staff, with all the stakeholders, with you people from the press. I mean, all the interactions have been nice, friendly, easygoing. I will miss that. I will miss that.
The Pearl of Africa effect.
Yes.
As we conclude, your parting shot, especially to the local shareholders who you pulled into this IPO. And now here you are saying, unfortunately, guys, I got that phone call and I'm leaving.
MTN Uganda is a solid company. Okay, we have performed very well. We have disclosed in all our books and accounts all the details of how the company has been performing. The company doesn't stand with one person. Okay, we will continue to perform well. We will continue to return profits, not just for shareholders, but also to invest. The secret of this business is investing. Okay, we need to continue build network. You might not believe it, but in the 6 years that I've been here, we doubled the size of the network. We went from 1,500 towers that you see, we're ending the year with 3,000 towers. So we need to be profitable so that we can keep part of that money to reinvest and to grow, to build. We still have so much work to do. We still have many investments to make, laying fiber cables, building more sites, carrying more data traffic. I mean, we're just getting started when it comes to the whole journey of data growth. So the shareholders should be confident, okay? Sylvia is going to take the company, starting 1st of October, by the way, she's starting 1st of October. Sylvia is going to take the company to a new level, and we will be very impressed. I'm confident about the commercial performance. I had to take the ship to the stormy weathers. Now we are in calm waters. Sylvia is now the right person to bring, the commercial performance to the next level.
The stormy weather of COVID, I know this I'm asking for the SMEs, which really are taking the hit from the pandemic. How then this maybe could be other parting shot to them. How do you navigate those weathers?
You always have to adjust your cost structure to your sales structure, okay? If all of a sudden, because of the pandemic or because of any other external event, all of a sudden your sales go down by half, and you continue spending the same as before, you're going to hit the wall. So it's like in a household. It's like managing your home. If all of a sudden your salary disappears, you have to adjust certain expenses. Maybe you can't afford to buy that bag, or to go to the restaurant or whatever it is, you have to adjust. So that's the same for any SME, any small business. You have to adjust adjust your business model to the circumstances of the moment and sweat it out, because better times are definitely ahead of us, and the strongest survive. So after the weather clears up, maybe some of your competitors might have gone, and actually you're now in a position to outperform and actually to do much better than what you're doing before.
Well, you thank me later. That is parting shot to SMEs who are struggling with the COVID-19 after effects. If you're looking for him, you'll find him in Accra, Ghana. You can make sure you introduce yourself as a Ugandan. Since he'll be coming back here, I'm sure you'll be delighted to hear from you. Mr. Wim Vanhelleputte.